Sony has delayed half of its planned PlayStation Live service games. Sony announced it was acquiring Destiny 2 maker Bungie for $3.6 billion in January of 2022. A week later, in a quarterly financial results briefing, Sony CFO Hiroki Toroki revealed that PlayStation planned to launch more than 10 live service games by March 2026, with Bungie helping the company in the space. In earnings call held today, Toroki stated that of its 12 live service games, it will only release six by fiscal year 2025, which ends March 2026, as reported by Video Games Chronicle. Earlier this year, Bloomberg reported that Bungie was evaluating some of PlayStation's in development offerings, including Naughty Dog's Last of Us multiplayer project, which is reportedly on ice. It seems that evaluation has led to Sony retooling its approach as the company has delayed at least six live service games. We are reviewing this. We are trying as much as possible to ensure these games are enjoyed and liked by gamers for a long time, Cherokee said on the earnings call, according to VGC. Of the 12 titles, six will be released by fiscal year 2025. That's our current plans. As for the remaining six titles, we are still working on that. Cherokee continues, stating that's the total number of live service and multiplayer titles, and mid to long term, we want to push this kind of service, and that's the unchanged policy of the company. It's not like we stick to certain titles, but game quality should be the most important thing. Yes. In terms of PlayStation multiplayer offerings, we know it acquired Firewalk Studios in April to develop a AAA multiplayer game, and we also know the next Last of Us game, assuming it is still released one day, is a multiplayer factions-like project. Rumors point to Guerrilla Games working on some kind of online multiplayer game set in the world of Horizon 2. Plus, Bungie is working on Marathon, and while it will be released on PlayStation 5, it's also coming to Xbox Series X and S and PC. Only time will tell which six live service games PS5 owners will be playing by March 2026, and which ones have been pushed to sometime beyond that. For more, read. So, how do you feel about Sony's live service direction? I hate it. I hate any company going the live service route.
It's a hit. It's like I said, it's hit and miss. You can't have too many live service games at the same time. Like even games like Apex Legends, the makers behind them, Respawn, EA, they want now it's not a rumor. It's actually been mentioned. They want to have the Apex Legends game to be on live service for about 20 years, if not 25 years. So it's like you cannot have too many games for how many decades. It's not going to work well. And look at and this may not be live service games, but fighting games altogether for the last 10 years now is saturated too. Because now Tekken 7 came out in 2017, Street Fighter 6 came out this year, Mortal Kombat 1 came out this year, Mortal Kombat 10 came out 2014, Mortal Kombat 11 came out 2022. So it's like, all this saturation of fighting games are starting to build up, over time. And Tekken 8's coming out in January 2024, last time we checked. So, and they're going to plan on doing Tekken, not Street Fighter X Tekken, but Tekken X Street Fighter sometime the next 3 to 5 years from now. So that's another saturation right there too. So in general speaking, having too many games go on in a short period of time is a bad idea because there's only so many eyeballs and fingers can play these games. And also, you got to worry about people's budget of games too, because you're dealing with you're dealing with the general public. You're not dealing with rich people. Like rich people can buy as many games as they want to, but they're not going to buy it for that one copy per game. But with the populace, the everyday people like you and I, we can buy 20 games over the next couple of years with not no problem, but it's a struggle in a couple of years though. If it's 5 years, maybe 10 years, okay, why not? One game, 2 games a year, whatever. But if it's 20 games in 2 years, it's like we can only have so much time to play these games, especially if it lasts for about 50, 60, maybe 100 hours per game. So of gameplay. So it's it's iffy what they're doing right now. And it's good that Sony's not doing that to put out those live service games right away. So if they did it, they'd be very iffy. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, again, live service games you gotta pay for it, and then you gotta have time to play it, and then it's just and then the microtransactions, and it's just I look at it and I'm like, why? What's the point? I'll get Street Fighter 2 for Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis and play that. I'll get Tekken 4 for PS2 or Tekken 3 for PlayStation and play that. It's just honestly it's a turn off for me. It's something that's killing my interest in current gaming.
Maybe Triple J, maybe 15 years ago when we were still in high school, it was interesting to play all these because we had a lot of times on our hand. But as we get older, of course, we don't have that kind of time. We can buy all the games we want to over time. Don't get me wrong, but as we get older, it's hard to concentrate on one game for so long because
Not
we have a schedule to maintain. You know.
not necessarily, kind of. You're kind of right. Because that's why my streaming schedules has been pretty low since I started my new job. Um, but it's at the same time, it's but at the same time, it's not even that. It's just, I want to buy a game, I want to play it, I don't want to be bombarded with in-game transactions, and that seems to be the model for games today, where they do bombard you with microtransactions, and it's that's just not what I want. And because when I think about games, I think about that I enjoyed playing all the way through. I think of Heavy Rain. I think of Beyond Two Souls. I think of Red Dead Redemption 2. I think of uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, or Turtles, the arcade game on Super Nintendo, Turtles in Time. I mean, um, all these games you just put it on and you play. You don't have to. So it's
You,
just these live
you don't have
service
a time
games that
limit.
are only going to be available for so long. That's not something I want to spend a lot of money on.
Of course, yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm just saying the fact that just games in general speaking, like as you get older and there's more games coming out in short periods of time, no matter if it's live service or not, like you still have to consume time for that one particular game or games at a time. So it's kind of like it sucks for us as older adult gamers, but for the younger kids, they have no problems because they have mommy's credit card to buy those V-Bucks on Fortnite or Apex tokens on Apex. It's more power to them. It
Yeah,
sucks for us.
it's more for them than it is for me. But
Yeah.
you know what? I will say, one time we talked about this. You even said it. You said there were so many games that were coming out even when we were younger. There was no way we could have possibly played them all.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had a
And
wish list on my notepad when I was younger before Amazon wish list.
and the thing is, you know what? I say if you're not happy with the way current gaming is going, if you're not happy with games going all digital, now's the time to try to take that money you would have spent on those consoles and those games, and try out the ones that you always wanted to try that you never got to try, provided they're not hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If
Definitely.
there was always that, like for example, I could get the Cowabunga collection. It'll probably be cheaper, but I never got. I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Fall of the Foot Clan. I brought it over to your house one time when you got the Super Game Boy. But I
Hmm.
never got to play the second and third game. So I could get the Cowabunga collection, or I could get the Game Boy games. Although in that case, the Cowabunga collection would probably be cheaper. Um,
You get like 10 games in one and for like $20, not
yeah.
even
But
if it's
also
on
like,
sale. That is.
but yeah, but that's why I'm probably gonna be building up my retro collection. But when I say collection, I'm not just going after every game. It's the games that I want to play
Okay,
that I'll keep going back to. You know.
that too.
So that's what I say when I'm going to be building up this. Yeah. So like in terms, I'm really going to be focusing on retro and retro collecting, but I'm only going to be going after the games I want to play, not the games, not trying to mark off every game on the list.
Understood. Yeah, you have a different approach, a slightly different approach to me. Me, I want to collect as many games as possible if I have the storage capacity for it. For example, if I had the digital library at Xbox, obviously, I have over at one point before my Xbox was canceled altogether. I had like 1,000 games on my library.
I
Now I'm
remember
down
that.
to about yeah. Now I'm down to like about 500, not 600 games. and that doesn't include the EA other type of game features as well too. So, but as far as me is concerned, I'm willing to buy the Cowabunga collection no matter what, whenever I can if it's on sale, or whatever other games on sale that I remember, like
Yeah,
F-Zero. If they ever had F-Zero on the Xbox One, I'm gonna buy that, if especially for like $25. Why not?
I also want
F-Zero
to. I also
remastered, you know?
want. I want to get the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which has like all the Mega Man games on it.
Yeah, the Legacy Collection 1 and 2 that they were on sale for about $30 earlier this month, not late last month.
Okay,
So
well, if they're not on sale, I'll look for a physical copy because I know it'll work on Xbox One. But yeah,
yeah,
so I mean, yeah, but like I said, I'm good before. And besides, some of the Mega Man games are expensive, like Mega Man X3 and X4. I heard go for over $100, although this was years ago. Um,
yeah, best to go stick with the Xbox One collections.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, so I mean, so that's live service. It's I'm not a fan of it. Um, Obviously, it's not meant for me. It's not meant for Doctor Games 101. It's meant for the younger guys today. Although, if you're, although how many people are actually becoming thieves and stealing their parents' credit cards? Um,
Yeah,
that's a
mommy's
whole nother
credit card is
issue in
always
itself.
there. The mommy's credit card is always going to be there for them until they reach a certain age.
And not necessarily. It's there until they get a notification, until the parents get a notification, and the parents go, "What is this? What is this? What is
Yeah,
Fortnite?"
yeah, $10,000 in some cases, in like several weeks, months even.
Yeah, so I mean, but like I said, if you ever wondered why I was going back to retro, or why I'm going to go back to retro, this is why.
Hmm.